I have come to focus on the very critical aspect of education, because we are where we are in large measure because of the state of our education, especially the public education systems across the country. If we don't correct the miseducation that has been going on for several generations, we will lose our freedom completely.
I agree with you. What is Common Core, and why is it not good, in your opinion, for why you believe people should vote against it, or you would vote against it?
Common Core represents what I was referring to, which is it's the culmination of the miseducating of America, and what it actually is based in is behavioral science that is not intended to educate our youth. It is intended to brainwash, deconstruct, and reconstruct with propaganda and indoctrination to direct with psychological, behavioral...
Oh, I get it. No, you're saying it very well, Itasca. And let me say this, not to cut you short. The important part about this is people are fed up about this, and it goes to the same footprint of talking about an overreach of government. I'm not an anarchist. Who cares what I am? I'm just the host. I'm, of course, filled with constitutional republic ideas. But we've seen so many times where the Department of Education, which many people believe shouldn't even exist at all. I mean, if you go back to the Reagan era, this is something that I think if he were around, or people in that particular time frame, they would say this is an unnecessary, part of government. And thus, look what this Common Core education in many people's minds has done to Arizona. And you look at the revisionist history that's coming, you look at the textbooks, it's so difficult. I wouldn't want to be a student in school today. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
No, it is Maoist, it is brainwashing, and for many things. We should be learning about American values, no matter what race, color, or creed we are. Yeah, let's all try to get along, but the problem is here, this is an overreach of government. So you vote definitely against that. You stand in the Diane Douglas court of saying, hey, we're going to stop that.
Absolutely, and I have been working as a citizen lobbyist for the last 2 legislative sessions, trying to encourage our legislature to rid us of Common Core. I won't go into all the details, but we shouldn't have it in the first place, and we need to get rid of it, and there are people who are keeping us from getting rid of it. But if I could add one thing, there are 2 prongs to the Common Core agenda, and it's not just what I just mentioned about the psychological, behavioral aspects. It's also hugely about data mining of our children's information, personal, private information.
I learn something all the time here.
Yes. So we definitely need to make sure that we understand that Common Core is not about standards. It's about an entire agenda to make automatons of our children.
Interesting. The state is God, and all other versions of God have now been reduced. No more Pledge of Allegiance, no more saying the word God. We've gone off the train tracks, but don't get me started. It's all about you. Go ahead.
And one of the things that they do in this process is they don't just deny the things that you just listed. They also turn the children against their own parents psychologically, and they make the parents out to be ignorant, incapable of understanding these wonderful truths that they're being taught in school. The children become traumatized. There are many reports of children being traumatized about all that's going on because they don't understand what's happening, and they stop, or they're at least part of the goal is to cause them not to trust their parents, because we're the ones that are telling you what you need to do
I hear you, and it almost sounds incredible. It sounds, it sounds so Orwellian to people who would look at us and say, you people are nuts, because they're not trying to do that. But if a child comes home, let's say a parent wants to follow their religion and certain beliefs, which is a parent's right, of course.
Yes.
And now you're going to have this diametric nonsense that you're going to hear in the school. So the child is going to come home, and these are not in sync. So they could turn around to their parents and say, you know, Mom and Dad, you're absolutely out of your mind. You know, blah, blah, blah. We're the ones that should be, we're telling you you're wrong. No, it should be the other way around. Parents should school their children to the best of their ability. That's why they have homeschooling in many cases, but that's another subject. But let's go.
And that leads to a very important part of my platform, which is we must restore the recognition and acknowledgement and deference to parents' rights to direct the education of their children and other aspects of their lives. And we are not, our government is not doing that.
They're not. And one thing, and I don't mean to put a smile on your face.